back to another video. We're talking about Shadow Tower, a forgotten PlayStation 1 game that has gained a cult following over the years. This is a 1998 created by FromSoft Games, which is a first-person dungeon crawler RPG similar to gameplay to the earlier Kingsfield games. Even though it's not part of that series, there's more towards Bloodborne to Dark Souls. It was reviewed very poorly in the West, and it did have a PlayStation 2 sequel, Shadow Tower Abyss, that was not translated to the West due to not many people loving the game when it came out in the States. The game was very unique. Even though it was like a horror RPG game, all the weapons, rings, armors had their durability. That's something that wasn't around during the time, especially with the PlayStation 1 with games like that. So every time you use your weapon, the durability would decrease and you wanted to find new ones. They were only ever to be repaired in two ways, with the Durados Ashes, a somewhat rare item that restores some durability, and a Smith NPC that can only repair an item in exchange for HP. So you have to take away your health in order to repair your weapons, armor, or rings. Talk about a little about the game and give a little bit backstory to it. The dungeon is compressed of 7 worlds, each of which has multiple levels and are connected by a shadow tower, hence the name. A circular tunnel with stairs and balconies connecting levels. Some levels lead directly to other levels, some have entrances to the tower, or both. The human world has no boss, but the bosses of all the rest must be killed to unlock the final boss to beat the game. Progression is generally downward, but the player can often backtrack or use warps to move up back to the game. There are some semi-sequence breaks via falling from one staircase down to another, letting the player to do levels slightly out of their order. So it could mess you up a little bit by falling to different levels, completing different levels, but you still have to complete the boss to reach to the next level. There is no music and a very little story within the game, so there's not much of a story for this game and very little bit to talk about for that. The one thing this game didn't have on a PlayStation 1, it didn't have save states or speed up for backtracking. If you died, you would have to restart, and that was something very difficult to play at the time, and that's also why it had such bad reviews. But there is emulators for this game to try out. They did release a sequel to this game called Shadow Tower Abyss that was not translated over to English. It was only released in Japan, but there was a sequel for this game, and that was released for the PlayStation 2. Even though Shadow Tower had a negative review, over the time it did gain a cult following, adding to its rarity and its age. This game has grown tremendously and has been becoming very expensive over time, with complete inbox prices at $315, brand new sealed prices at $434, and graded prices at $940. This is all based on price charting. I'll have it right here on the screen for you guys to see, but this is one of those PlayStation games, horror games, RPG games that have been forgotten over time. It has grown such a cult following over the time of its release in its past 40 years, and this is something that not many people talk about or even know that this game existed. But I want to talk about this game a little bit, give you guys some insight about a PlayStation 1 horror game that no one ever talks about and has been slowly climbing behind the scenes on marketplaces. But if you played this game, let me know in the comments down below. If you owned this game before, let me know in the comments down below. But yes, it is very hard to find a complete inbox version of this game, especially in good condition, hence the rising price of this game. But just want to say thank you guys for clicking on the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share it with a friend who's trying to grow, and as always, keep collecting.